Yeah. Check it out now. It's your man, Dilla.
Name one aspect of his production that really influenced you the most as a producer.
What influenced me the most was how meticulous he was with his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, people at that time, they was just quantizing, but it was something he was doing in that machine I still ain't figured out yet. I'm working on it. But there's some way he's shifting and moving stuff around. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing he never taught me. But everything else he taught me. But that is what made his beat special, because it's a certain way the drums fell in the pocket, how he tuned them. You know what I'm saying? How he cut them up. And the loops that he picked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sample the same loop, but it ain't gonna sound like how Dilla sounded. I don't care what equipment you got. So that's what made Dilla's production special, and that's what influenced me.
Yeah, of course, you know, I think like most of us that's like inspired by Dilla's production. Of course, like the drums, you know what I'm saying? The swing of his beats, you know, his pocket was like, that's a given, you know what I'm saying? But I think as of late, I don't really think people realize or really realize how great he was as an engineer, you know what I'm saying? And his sonics was just, you know, of course the drums you would hear, so the drums is the first thing you would probably pick out, but like these last few years, I've been trying to not necessarily figure out Dilla, you know, as, you know, with his programming. It's more so like, yo, what the hell was he using to make his shit sit in the speakers like this? You know what I'm saying? His kicks sit in a certain place, his snare sit in a certain place, his samples sit in a certain place. Me and Jay was actually just talking about it last night. So we're in the process of hopefully trying to put everything we think we know together. But yeah, man, it's more so, now it's more so like I said, his engineering, man, because Dilla didn't have no SSL in the basement or no Neve or no craziness, like, but sonically his stuff was still banging, and like I said, it just set in the speakers like he did have like a $1 billion studio in his basement, but he didn't. So that's probably the main thing, you know what I'm saying, that really intrigues me about his music.
He was like the Tupac of producers. Like, he definitely influenced my workflow. To like, a lot of people come up to me like, how you do all these albums, blah blah blah. I'm like, that's that mentality where it's like, what's next? Like, I'm not even, and I have shit coming out this year that I made 2 years ago that I forgot I even did, but it's about always being ahead of it, to where, God forbid, someday you're not here, your music always will be, and Dilla is he's the definition of that. And second, in 2005, I had just started taking beat making a lot more serious, and really taking it, like, I was a DJ my whole life, I didn't care about beats. I did, but I didn't. And in 2005, Dilla's sound, when Donuts came out, it was like a different kind of sound at it, where it was like the way he was chopping the samples, there'd be like little stabs, like little vocal stabs. It was the way he was getting around the sample, like say there was a voice in there that he wanted to get rid of, he'd take another piece from that melody later in the song and put that there. And when I started taking beats seriously, that even to this day, I use that technique every day, and I think he's the god of that. Definitely, you can hear it in some of my beats where you want to make, like, anyone can take a loop, but it's about taking 8 different parts of that loop from different parts of the song and making it like a whole new unique piece of music. And like, Dilla was one of the first people that would do that. So yeah, that's definitely how he influenced me.
2 things. First thing is, he made me start checking 80s records from the 80s again. Scratching my head like, I didn't understand, you know, because I totally skipped that year. Making beats, I was always in the 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying? And he made me realize that there's music everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And when I went into the 80s genre, I found more things than I would have probably found in the 70s aspect, you know. I mean, you know, and his digging skills, the records he was finding, you know what I'm saying, to give him that imagination on how to create around engineering aspect of you know, going back into certain things and looking at certain artists, because I'll be in the record store and I would see artists that I would just skip past, like not even thinking they ain't nothing on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Dilla would, one time I was with him and he was like, nah man, pull that one again. And I would pull it and he's like, yo, that's a crazy joint right there. And then I would put it on and my head is just blown off. You know what I mean? Like, that dude was amazing on the digging tip though.
Yeah. Check it out now. It's your man, J Dilla, bringing you the motherfucking new installment. Turn it up. Let's do it.